What's going on, family? It's your man DeAndre here for another video, coming to you from Santa Marta, Colombia. Guys, now this is the #1 channel for those of you that want to travel full-time and make money while doing it. They're called digital nomads. And I've been doing this now for almost 8 months now. Look at all the places I've been to. I was in Puerto Rico, I was in New York, where else? I was in California. Now I've been here in Colombia, coming up almost on 5 months now. I lost track. I got here in May. It's the end of September, guys. It has been amazing, amazing, amazing. So what I'm gonna be talking about in this video is why I started solo traveling and why you should do it yourself, right? And what I've learned in the process. So I just showed you some of the pictures of the places I've been able to travel this year, and guess what? Every single one of them I traveled by myself, and every single photo that you took was taken by a stranger that I met while I was there. All right, guys, so let me go ahead and let me address the elephant in the room before we get into a couple tips on why you should go ahead and travel as I tell you my story. Many people go ahead and they want to travel, but their biggest fear is traveling alone, right? And I can understand where they're coming from, right? Because when you travel alone, there's the unknown. You're stepping into the unknown. You're stepping into an area in which you've never been there. And when you're with a friend and you're with a group of people, it's just way more comfortable because you know that, hey, at the end of the day, if things go wrong, or I'll have a friend there, or if I'm with a friend, we'll figure it out as we go. And a lot of people are afraid to go ahead and start traveling alone because of that unknown. But guys, let me tell you this: if you're able to embrace that, and I highly recommend this because this is part of the growth I'm going to be talking about later on in the video. If you're able to embrace that uncomfortable feeling and step into it anyways, guys, you're going to have the most fun and open, revealing times of your life. Guys, this year has been a crazy amount of growth as far as myself. I thought by traveling I was gonna learn about the world, but as I traveled more, I learned more about myself, and I'm gonna be talking about that here in a second, guys. So addressing that elephant in the room, you are gonna be afraid. I'm afraid. I'm in Colombia of all places, right? The place where everybody's so afraid to come. I love this country, by the way. And I came here alone. And the fact that I got here and I had the most amazing time and I stepped into those fears is something that you can do too. So I want to go ahead and address that really quickly. Many people are not able to travel, right? So if you're watching this video, you're probably watching this thinking, man, I want to travel. I see these people on Instagram. I see these people on YouTube. I ask my friends to travel and they don't have that same passion. Or you see other people, some of your friends are getting married, having kids, and you're like, whoa, like, I'm not ready for that yet. I want to go see the world. Guys, and a lot of the times, a lot of your friends and a lot of your families, your schedules are not going to match up. So this is the time for you to go ahead and solo travel. Guys, we're in a time and age where you can actually do this. There's research, there's Google, where you guys can go out there and make sure you have a really planned out trip. So one of the benefits of going ahead and traveling is spontaneity, right? I think that's one of the most fun parts, because honestly, at this point in my life, I have like an end goal of where I want to take my life, but the little steps in between, I'm not really sure of what's gonna happen with that. So what I mean by that, let's just say you've been traveling. Like, for example, I've been traveling for 4 months now through Medellin. My goal was to get to Medellin. I was only gonna visit for 2 weeks. I ended up staying here almost 5 months, right? Because of that solo travel thing. What I mean by like that spontaneity, where it's like, you know what, I love this city, I want to stay longer. Wait, there's other cities to go, go check out while I'm here. There's Cartagena, there's mountains, there's beaches. What? Let me go check it out, right? For example, right now I'm in Santa Marta. I would have never heard about this place in my entire life if it wasn't for me going out and meeting new people, meeting locals, and being spontaneous, right? Because when you're able to travel alone, guys, think about this. Imagine when you're with a group of friends, right? Or like for those of you that are over the age of 21, like when you go out with your friends and they're drunk, right? Have you noticed that the more people are in the group, the harder it is to get people to leave, right? Because this guy starts talking, this guy's talking over here, everybody's doing their own thing. And like once you get above like 3, 4, 5 people, it's like a nightmare to try to get everybody together. Guys, if you begin traveling, it's gonna be the same thing, because everybody's trying to do this and get this. This guy slept in, this guy went out last night, and boom. You don't have to deal with any of that when you solo travel, because it's just you, yourself, and yourself, right? So if you want to sleep in, if you want to get up early and go for a hike, if you want to go to the beach, if you want to go to a different city, like tomorrow I'm going to Minca, and you want to do that, could you make a split decision to do that? You can do that because you're able to make those spontaneous decisions. And with that spontaneity comes a lot of fun. And that's like the best part about the solo travels. You're able to have fun because nothing is normal. Nothing is really planned out. You have like a major plan, right? Like, I'm going to go to Colombia. I'm going to do this. but you don't know the stuff in between. For example, there were some great beaches I found out here because of talking to locals. So that's one of the great things about it, right? And the next thing is you get to learn about yourself. Honestly, truly, like I would say the biggest share is a little warm here in Santa Marta. Guys, go. One of the things that I love so much about this trip here in Medellin, being here almost 5 months, was I learned so much about myself. And you're gonna do that too. As you begin to solo travel, you're gonna learn so much about yourself. As you discover the world, I'm gonna start saying, as you discover the world, you discover yourself. Now, what I mean by that, you have time to reflect. When I was in Medellin, there was literally 4 times that I was crying because of like different growth periods in my life. For example, my battle with loneliness. When I was in Medellin, I went through a period of loneliness where, man, when I'm in Miami, when I was in California, in California I had family, in Miami I had friends and networking events and everything like that. But in Medellin, I didn't have any friends, and so I had a lot of time by myself, and that time made me very uncomfortable. Why am I by myself, eating by myself, doing all this stuff? I built a lot of loneliness, and in that loneliness, I actually discovered what I wanted out of my life, and that is I love to connect with people. I love to help people, and that I would have never discovered if I was constantly surrounded by people and distractions. Because when you're alone and you have time to reflect, guys, you start learning about what is it that you want, what is it that you don't like. And I believe those are some of the biggest things that you're gonna get when you begin solo traveling. It's like you figure out what is it that you like, what is it that you don't like. Being out here solo traveling for the last 4 months here, over 4 months here in Medellin, but since the last 8 to 9 months here, has been the biggest changes of my life. I've seen the world. I've experienced so much. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's almost like an addiction. You know, like when you get a tattoo, you get one and you start wanting more, you get addicted. That's what happens when you begin traveling. That solo travel, that time you go and you experience something and you stay and you start learning about yourself and doing stuff and experiencing new things. It becomes an addiction that hopefully you can go ahead and fall into. So guys, that was my experience with going ahead and solo traveling. Hope you got a lot of value from this. Guys, make sure you subscribe below because I always talk about traveling and how to make money while doing it as a digital nomad. I'll see you guys next time. DeAndre is out.